ladies and gents. Welcome back to... Is this episode 8?
Episode 8, baby.
Episode 8 of...
Ocho.
Otto. That got out of control real quick. Episode 8 of the Modern Monks podcast. I'm here again with my boy Easy E. And if anyone's interested, it has popped up a couple of times why Always Open. I'm going to post a video tonight after we finish and show you guys what we do to see who opens. There's just a little video of Eamon and I jitsin, and the person who taps out doesn't get to open. So I'll leave that with the imagination of the guests for now, and I'll put some video evidence up on the Instagram page tomorrow. That'd be nice.
There's more evidence in a UFO footage of like 1950 than what you do in that video, bro. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the people decide.
The people decide.
Yeah.
But it's good to be back. We've had a couple of weeks off. Our cameraman Joey's been off gallivanting around around Bali and Indonesia. So it's good to have him back, helping us out. Also, big thanks to AccuFit Acupuncture, Eamon's company. You know, putting the dollars behind the podcast. You know, we need that corporate sponsorship.
Heavy lifting.
Get a movement, keeping us comfortable, and a roof over our head, probably way more important than AccuFit. But the support of Coco's Cafe,
much appreciated,
of Jimmy's Burgers, and of Evergreen Landscaping as well. You know, we're trying to align with some brands that that suit us and suit the flavour and the message that we're trying to push out. And you know, there's some local companies that all do that really well. So big thanks to all those guys. Alrighty, let's hit a little bit of a recap. How you been?
Really good. September's been kind of crazy, man, I must admit.
Yeah.
Like, we've had a lot of stuff going on. There's been a lot of things come up about direction, purpose. Like, mine's just been fucking racing. And it's been interesting. Like, the theme has kind of been just embrace it, get going and see what pops up. But I think it's been more about putting other people first and not being all focusing on the big dog. What I've seen. That
must be hard for you.
It is hard. When you're a bit of a narcissist, man, it's difficult, right? You feel me?
Probably shouldn't joke about that. Yeah. It's been a bit of a ride lately, and I mean, we've been sort of bouncing off each other quite a bit to see how we fit into these new roles, and it's still a bit up in the air what happens next and where this goes and how it grows and everything. So it's been really good to dive into what our own roles are in each other's lives too. Like we've had to pull each other up a couple of times lately, and sort of ask that question. Are you leveling up? And not in as many words, but making sure that we're both being accountable for the things that we can achieve and that we can make this grow to. So it's a fun little time.
It's definitely interesting. Remember the other day you pulled me up and you were like, I was having a bit of a whinge and a bit of a Sookie dance about a couple cancellations early in the morning came through.
This happens quite regularly with Eamon. He looks like he's all bright and sunshine, all smiles for the camera, but you get him behind closed doors and I tell you what, he's like Murky Dismal. The rain cloud just follows him around.
God, it is. I'm a barrel of laughs, bro. People call me Chuckles, man. You feel me? You're in the wrong circles then, bro. You're over there when we're all over here, mate.
That's hilarious.
Anyway, yeah, I had a pretty off day, and I was just like, fuck, things weren't happening for me. I was late to work, late cancellation, just blew open my whole morning. I remember coming in and I was talking, like, were you running a class or you were teaching or something?
Yeah, and I'm always on the grind.
I think you were mid walking around taking a photo of yourself, and
all right, so this is the Raz episode, obviously. Strap in, everyone.
And I remember coming up and you were like, what's going on, big fella? And I just thought, I was like, fuck, bro, people aren't committing to the program, stuff isn't happening. And he goes, less external, more internal. And I was like, fuck. He goes, what are you not committing to? And it really hit me going, you go, training, where have you been? Are you turning up to work? Are you turning up to do all these little things? And if I can hit me, and I went outside and I sat down and I was like, fuck, what's going on? And I meditated on it, I marinated on it. And I was like, fuck, am I letting myself down by not doing the simple things right that I know for myself, that we talk about in previous episodes, and we'll probably talk about subsequent ones. Are we not doing the simple things, the little things that we know will make us infinitely better to combat that day? If there is resistance coming and people cancelling, fine, but you got to be in that better attitude. And you nailed it, bro. I just wasn't there. I wasn't committing.
Well, it's just been coming up and up and up. It's cliche. It's one of the most cliche things. Is like all the answers you seek, everything you want, is already there. It already exists within you. You just have to get out of your own way to have it. And it's one of the most profound things, because you say it to someone, they're like, oh yeah, okay. No one believes you. No one wants it. I mean, I reckon I've had 3 conversations super similar this week. I've listened to 4 or 5 other podcasts that all say the same thing, and they're talking about, projecting what it is you want in your reality, manifesting that space that you want. And it's not until you fully believe it and you're open to these things coming into your life that it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And it's exactly like that. It's like, instead of going, why do these people have a problem sticking to their commitment or booking or appreciating what I do for them? Instead of saying that, it's like, well, what aren't you getting out of your own way for? People turning up late to appointments. Do you turn up late to appointments? People leaving rubbish on the floor in your new space. Do you leave rubbish on the floor somewhere else? It's all coming back for a reason.
Yeah.
There's something behind everything that happens.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not you've got the attitude and the tools to step back from that, instead of going, oh, so-and-so's left this on the floor, so-and-so's done that, they didn't show up. It's like, nah, hang on. Okay, why didn't they show up? Should I be giving empathy towards a situation they might be suffering in? And is that going to shed light on a situation that I'm suffering in?
Yeah. I think that recognition of it was just like, it was enough to kind of cut through it. You feel? It was like, it wasn't like, oh, it's okay, bro. You'll do better next time. You know what I mean? Like, there's always tomorrow, which is not.
It's not the case.
What I need to hear.
It's not the case either. There's not always tomorrow. You gotta do what you gotta do day by day.
But it's just like, I needed to hear, and I was like, okay, shit. And I'm like, I went outside and I'm like, what is important to me? What do I need to get done? What do I need to commit to for myself? What do I know that levels me up for myself? And I know that I'm like, if I get my meditation in, it doesn't matter if it's 34 seconds, 34 minutes, the whole day is written off with meditation. I know that my mind is right. I know I'm in a better headspace. If I do a bit of Hof breathing, if I have a cold shower, my mind's right. That takes zero real effort. It's done in like 10 minutes. Real effort. Do the application, shower, ready to rock and roll. Day started right. So if something bad happens, I'm like, I already ticked this day off as a win because I'm on the right track. And since we had that conversation, last few days have been banging, and I'm like, oh, it's no surprise that everybody that I've seen in clinic has just been like, yeah, cool. Yeah, what do I need to do? Okay, yeah, cool. Sweet. Yeah, I respect that. Okay. And I'm just like, yeah, shit. Life, you got me again, you son of a...
Life.
Getting me again.
Every time you get comfortable. It's every time you get comfortable. Every time you think you're on a good wicket, it just goes, hang on a minute, sport. Wah! Yeah. Out from under your feet. But that's the thing, like, and it's always the way. If it's not one thing, it's another. And I think that's a big, and it's been resonating with me a lot, like recently, is the fact that you look at people and they've either got a great training regime, their professional life's in order, or their home life's in order. There's never any balance. Like, name one person, I only want to know one person that has all 3 balanced up. Physical specimen, stays on top of their health, sound relationship, family life, whatever, and they're kicking goals with their profession as well.
Yeah.
One person. Hit me.
Don't know. Or at least someone, I can't even think of someone who I know honestly, in all aspects of their lives, is actively trying for that. You know what I mean? Like,
Wait, you don't know anyone actively trying to achieve all three of those?
No, I mean, like, it's someone who's like actively and succeeding, being like, I've nailed this, I've nailed that.
Not anyone sitting in the vicinity of you? No one's trying to do those?
I mean, if I keep looking around...
There's no one else in the gym, man.
Are you talking about Joey?
That's ruthless. That's so ruthless.
No,
anyway,
I don't mean you're not working on it.
Where I was going with that, before Eamon so ruthlessly told me that I'm not even a shoe-in, is that is my ideology now. I don't want to be successful at one of those and not have the other two. And it's a practice that, you know, it's like finding that balance has been quite hard. And, you know, and especially, like, I'd like to shed some light on some stuff too, because we had a men's shed on the weekend. It was really nice to get to know some guys, and we'll touch in on it a little bit later, but it sparked a little bit of honesty. And I want to be completely honest that life is not peachy all the time. Like, life's tough. And, you know, if it's not one thing, it's another going wrong, and you've got to be able to prepare yourself to fix those on the fly. And Em and I expecting our first kid in the next 6 months is, you know, it's scary in the sense that it's another layer to our lives. But I mean, we're both really looking forward to being parents. But in the lead up, you know, the last couple of months, I've been completely obsessed with Ghetto. And Emma let me know that that's not okay, because we're about to have a small family, and I have to be able to balance those things correctly in order to succeed in my home life. And if I'm not going to be there at home and I'm going to be obsessed with another thing, then what's the point of making that commitment in the first place? And so I've had a bit of trouble balancing that out and finding the right mix of being here versus doing everything that I need to be a good partner, lover, and dad to be. And it's you know, it's been testing. We've had some big fights, and I've been called names and pointed at a lot. And, you know, thinking that I'm in the right, I argue back. But thinking about it now, it's like, well, no shit. Like, you know, you're neglecting this girl, this woman that's carrying your child, and you're expecting her to be sweet with you, spending all your time on this other little project. You know, while she's still working, you know, 40-hour weeks, grinding away, and I'm off bloody playing handstands and acrobatic stuff at work. You know, no wonder I was getting yelled at. It makes perfect sense now that I can sit back and say it. But at the time I was like, nah, this is what I've got to do. It's like, okay, well, let's strip that back a little bit, peel back the layers and see what's actually going on. And I was so tunnel visioned in what was happening that I was neglecting the woman I love, my partner in crime, that has supported me all the way through this. You know, from earning $0 for 2 years straight to, you know, finally starting to turn over some kind of weekly wage. And, you know, I had the blinkers on too tight, I couldn't see that. So finding that balance has been probably my biggest success this year. Like, you know, and now we're about to throw some salt and pepper in the shape of a kid on the situation. And I'm really excited to break the mold of what happens when someone gets a kid. And I told you this
You're a big advocate of this. You want to bring it in.
I told Eamon this the other day. I was like, and like, I mean, I understand that things happen, and, you know, you have to do certain things as a priority, but I don't want to, you know, be the guy that, you know, doesn't do the stuff that he likes doing because he's got a child. I want my child to be involved in that stuff. I want them to be exposed to being around my friends, exposed to being around this environment, and then, you know, going and doing the stuff that Emma and I like to do, jump in the van, go travel for a weekend. You know, I don't want that stuff to stop, and I'm really passionate about maintaining that level of lifestyle with a baby.
You know what's fucked up, I just thought of? People are going to be so happy. Like, I think there's going to be someone who's going to be so happy who's just like, oh, like, if it doesn't work out like that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I can't believe I even thought that. I'm like, someone's going to be like, oh, it's not that easy, is it? And you're like, you have to combat that kind of shit. Those types of thought processes.
I love that, though.
I feel like you like that challenge.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
I accept that challenge,
It's like, I want to break the mold.
I
don't want to be you know, sad Joe that sits at home and he's bloody twiddling his thumbs because he's not allowed to go do anything. And like you and your wife are both sitting there wanting to do something fun, but it's like, oh, the baby. It's like, I'm telling you, my parents used to take 3 of us everywhere. We learned to behave, you know. We respected our elders. They raised the back of the hand. We fell into line. Yeah. You know, and I just think, you know, obviously not allowed to do certain things these days because, you know, people are a bit handsy-pantsy about certain things, but there's other ways.
It's so funny, like I had a client come through the other day, she was talking about her kids, and she was like, you know, I love them, but, you know, we booked a Byron trip with all the girls. Like, I can't wait for it. I've been waiting for this for the last 6 months, right?
Byron Bay's
it's the best, right?
Home, yeah.
And she goes, I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, I got to get away from the kids. I'm like, it's too much. I'm like, you're not going to miss them? I'm like, no. My last 4 years has been a write-off, so they're 2 under 4. I'm like, it's been a write-off? It's like, yeah, it's just been chaos. It's just been insane. I just can't wait to get a break. I'm like, have you thought about, I don't know why, I just make conversation. Like, have you thought about a 3rd or a 4th or a 5th or whatever? I don't know. And she goes, just looked at me like I was just insane. And I was just like, fuck, man, you made it, like, it's so crazy. Like, you made a choice, you welcome something into your life, but it's a huge burden. Like, it's a heavy process. And I was like, I think, like, I don't know, like, there was just something missing in that conversation. I was just like, you just created life, like, should be happy or something. And I haven't had kids either, so I don't know, but I was just like, fuck, it's supposed to be this stressful, like, supposed to be this hectic, you know? Yeah. Or is this a reflection of other aspects in your life?
Well, I think that's the thing. I mean, I've had, like, our family, my big sister most recently, and like even mum and dad had so many downs before they got any ups when it came to kids. My mum went full term and delivered a stillborn, you know, and, you know, they had some miscarriages and stuff between my big sister, myself and my little brother. But their attitude towards it never changed. You know, the gift of life is precious.
Yeah.
And, you know, like my sister had some complications with her oldest boy, and he's now, he spent his first 3.5 months in hospital. He's fallen under a few different banners of medical sort of terminology, and now they're sort of giving him an undiagnosed genetic disorder, and they won't really give, you know, a time frame on what could happen and what could develop or anything like that. But my sister and her husband, their attitudes have never changed because the gift of life is so amazing. Yeah. And no matter how much hard work and stuff goes into it, it doesn't matter. And so I think being around that and adopting that attitude, I know that whatever happens, I'm going to make the best of the situation, regardless of what goes on. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You know, whatever happens, I'm comfortable facing that challenge because it's there for a reason. And, you know, not everyone gets the opportunity to work through stuff like that. And, you know, I'm super lucky that I've got such a great, tight-knit family, and I've been able to experience the positive side of a very negative situation because not everyone gets to do that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of that negativity ties people down and gets them stuck in bad habits. And I do consider myself super lucky that I didn't get dragged into a hole like that. Rather, I was taught to look for the good and that silver lining.
Yeah. I think that's such a good perspective, but because if you think about it, like, you have all these different challenges in life. Like we touched on earlier, the men's shed that came up, you know, that was a profound experience. I did not expect to get that many people down, and for everyone to share that they were there in a supportive role, in a supportive capacity. But when you got everyone individually and you started having conversations, you were like, fuck, everyone's been through some shit. Like, everyone's been through some hectic stuff, and you don't know. Like, you don't know that all this stuff's going on, and, you know, you just think you're either you're by yourself, or, you know, like, no one would understand even if you told them or something.
And that's the biggest thing, is everyone is going through something that you have no idea about. Anyone that you see, I guarantee you their life has its holes in it. But everyone looks back and sits on their highlight reel and goes, oh, they've got this, everything was given to them. it's 2018. Surely everyone's over that little like, oh yeah, their pictures on Instagram must be their actual life. Like, you've got to get your head around that. You know, people suffer. And 9 times out of 10, the more brightly coloured something is, the more negative it probably is on the other side.
Yeah.
You know, that's a generalisation, but chances are that someone's trying to hide some stuff and make themselves feel better in the public eye. And that's sad that people won't talk about it. And I feel like what happened on last Friday night is a massive step in the right direction for our local community, because we had 20 guys, generally strangers with each other, come, share who they are, share why they're there, and a majority of them, like you said, were there in a supportive role, but they also said that they feel that there's not anywhere safe that they can go to chat about their feelings or sit down and meditate and not feel judged.
Yeah.
Or lose in a game of 2-on-2 ball and not take it to heart.
You talking about me not taking the heart?
No, I'll beat you in 1-on-1, but we played the other night too and the team went down.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Like it was, I don't know, it was a very interesting experience.
It's that overarching thing though that everyone just assumes, and we spoke about it on Friday night, and it was Mental Health Awareness Week last week, conveniently on the week that we held the men's shed. Good timing.
By accident, yeah.
But everyone was saying the same thing. Everyone asks the question, are you okay? But does anyone listen to the answer? Is anyone prepared to hear no? I think that's the problem. Because we all ask, how are you? Are you okay? How are you doing? Is everything good?
Yeah.
But what does everyone say when someone says no? Do you lend a sympathetic ear? Do you sit down and ask how you can help? Or do you just go, oh, too bad? All right, I'll see you next time we bump into each other.
Yeah.
Like, yet someone bumps into you and they've got a boot on or a cast on. You'll sit there and ask them how it happened.
Yeah.
And you'll say, oh, what about this? Oh, geez, that's rough. What happened? When do you go back to work? Are you getting any, like, did you get any insurance, or are you getting work cover, or... But mental health...
People don't want to touch it.
Sorry, man. Life's actually pretty crappy at the moment. And yeah, I'd love to be able to chat to you about it. Oh, actually, I've got to be somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, people run from those conversations. So it's not enough to ask, are you okay? You have to, if you're going to ask that question, you need to be prepared to hear no. And you need to be prepared to sit there and help and lend a sympathetic ear. See what you can do to help.
Yeah.
You know, even helping get that off someone's chest is a massive, massive step in the right direction for them getting it out in the open.
I think you got to ask, are you okay? Like your grandmother asks you if you want something to eat. And then, you know, you go, they ask you if you want something to eat, and you go, no, I'm good, everything's good. And you're like, they go, yeah, you want something to eat? I'll cook you something. You're like, no, it's really all right. And you go, no, I'll cook you something. We'll sit down and be good. And you go, all right, fuck it, I'll eat, right? And you sit and you start chatting, right? In the same way as you go, are you okay? And then if someone goes, oh yeah, everything's good. I'm like, no, seriously, like everything going on?
Yeah.
Got some time? Everything cool? Oh yeah, fuck, like, I don't know.
This is going on.
Yeah, this is
that's
going on.
going on. This is happening.
Yeah.
And that's the conversation that we need to have. And not only men, but as women as well. Like, it's just, there's too much me against you. Like, whatever happened to being a community of like-minded people just vibing out? People do different shit, so what?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Does it really affect you? No.
Yeah.
The answer is no.
No.
And the real answer is probably that person probably deserves a break, because they're probably going through some shit, and that's why they're acting like that or wearing what they're wearing, to draw some attention.
Yeah. If you think about, like, if you think your worst ever, like, thing that you didn't want anyone to know about you, right? If you said it, yeah, it'd be shit. 30 minutes later, 30 seconds later, a couple days later, everyone moves on. But this thing that you just keep, like, compounding in your head, and you're just like, oh, fuck, this would be terrible if people knew this, if that, like, you know?
So we had the retreat up in Byron Bay with the guys from Help, and we did this drill about, like, how you can blow something way out of proportion purely because of your perspective. And so the people might have saw the video of Josh Cordoba and I jumping in the ice bath together. If you watch the video back, it's really funny. Everyone, when they got in the bathtub, holds hands before they sit down. And, you know, Josh and I are two pretty manly men. And I was like, I'll let him reach out to grab my hands. And so when we got in the bath, he put his hands out, but to say, I'm going to put my legs, one inside of yours and one outside. And I leant across to give him a high five. And then I saw what he was doing and I was like, oh, okay. And pretended to do the same thing on the other side.
G and I talked about this, classic, yeah.
But, and like, so in my head, I was like, oh shit, I fucked up. And then, so I told him about it later and he's like, that's hilarious. But then we used it for the example of this drill. And so if we weren't about to get in an ice bath, because I couldn't think about it while I was in there, that water was 2 degrees, it was all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah.
And he said, so let's use Will as the example. So, all right, this has happened. And now Will's sitting there after it's happened going, oh shit, Josh didn't think to give me a high five. Or maybe, I wonder if Josh likes me.
Yeah.
I wonder if, like, maybe he doesn't like me. I wonder why he wouldn't like me. And then your instinct, you don't go to someone that could nullify everything and just go, nah, that's not the case. You go to someone that might feed that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you go to this person, you're like, hey, I don't think Josh likes me. He faded me for a high five earlier. What do you reckon? And they're going to go, yeah, actually, I've noticed the way he looks at you. And they feed it. And all of a sudden, it's gone from this little idea to like, it's manifesting outside of everything. And meanwhile, Josh is just cruising along, teaching some yoga, 5 and 5. But then to add fuel to the fire later that night, you know, maybe we're at the table and Josh razzes me in front of everyone. And normally it'd be water off a duck's back. But now I'm like, holy shit, he fucking hates me.
Yeah.
He doesn't like me one bit. Yeah. I knew it. And this idea just keeps going and going and going. And like, how far does it go before it stops? Before it taints my behavior and my view towards everyone else?
Yeah.
And it's all because we sat and we had a mild bro meltdown. I went for a 5, he missed it. But how easy can that spiral out of control?
Easy. Well, I mean, think about it like in like any sense, but there's a Buddhist one that's like that as well. It's like you're all waiting for a crowded bus. Suddenly it starts to pour with rain. Everyone's got their umbrellas out. You don't have your umbrella. Everyone's like knocking you with their umbrella and you're like, fucking hell. Anyway, you all scramble to get on the bus. Everyone puts their umbrella down. Some guy goes to go past you. You've already got the shits. He steps on your foot, keeps going. You go, doesn't even acknowledge you, right? You go to look at him, doesn't say anything. You go, this fucking guy, right? Suddenly go in your head and you're like, why would he step on my, why didn't he apologize? Why didn't all this stuff happen? You take that, you carry that on the whole bus ride home. You get home to your partner. Your partner's like, what's going on? Suddenly you're like, oh, you wouldn't believe this guy. This guy did like all this crazy shit on the bus, right? He stepped on my foot, didn't even say sorry. Suddenly the next day in the water cooler, you're telling everyone about this story. Suddenly you've taken a minor event in which this person may have next to no idea. They may have done intentionally.
Might have had super thick shoes on, didn't even feel the
Didn't even notice it.
That's another reason not to wear shoes, people. Get a feeling for what's under your feet.
And then you've compounded this thing into this like crazy story that's affected your day, that's now part of it. So you embellish the story, you make it even worse than it was, and suddenly you're like, that looked like a terrible idea. Suddenly you create this whole experience that's a negative thing based on the smallest second of one day that might have happened a year ago, and suddenly someone's bringing it up at a restaurant,
exactly.
dinner party.
Yeah, exactly, and it just grows and grows and grows.
Yeah,
it's like the monk that helps the lady across the river, and you know they're not allowed to come in contact with other people, you know, and he helps carry her across this massive flooding river. Like, you know, there's no way, she's too frail to get across. Yeah, so he puts her on his back and carries her over. The other monk says, "Why did you do that?" And he doesn't answer. Hours down their walk or wherever they're headed, he goes, well, "I still can't believe you didn't do that." He said, "Brother, I carried her across the river. She's still on your shoulders. You're still holding on."
You're still holding to that, I feel you. That's powerful.
Isn't it? It's like, let go.
Let go, it's gone.
Just let go.
I like that.
It doesn't matter.
I like that a lot.
It's all perspective.
That's funny as well when you hang around with people who take on a bad experience for you. Have you noticed that? You go to a coffee shop and someone will be like, it's $5, stand over here. And you're like, oh, sorry, sweetheart. And I'll move to the side. Oh, there I go.
Shuffling.
Someone you mate will be like, gee, she was a bitch. Like, oh, I don't know. He's probably having a stressful day. It's not right though. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't do that to you. You're like, whoa.
Hang on, Chachi.
We're just getting a coffee. Everything's fine.
Off that bandwagon straight
I'm not with you.
Yeah, so look, these shoulders are broad, but I ain't carrying that.
Dancing around the problems, feel me? But yeah, so it's like, it's funny how people do that too.
Isn't it?
Carry other shit.
Big time. But it's like, it's the same as we said the other day. It's become trendy to be busy. It's become trendy to have more problems than everyone else too.
Yeah.
It's like, my problems are bigger and worse. My life's harder. It's like, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the joy of waking up. Find the happiness in the simple things, and everything is going to be okay.
You know what I heard today that I really liked? Guy said, problem can't really be solved. It's a problem. Puzzle, on the other hand, can be solved. Change problem to puzzle and you'll feel a lot better. It's like, ooh, I got a little puzzle. You got to solve that. You know what I mean? It's something that's like interactive. It's something that you can step by step work your way through it.
Isn't that interesting?
As opposed to like,
that's such a good switch.
Yeah.
Such a good switch. When it's like, people just get stuck in the habit of saying words like that, like it's a problem, or I can't, or no, I've never done that.
All of these words, all these sentences have a full stop at the end. They're not like an open-ended question. Can you do this? No. All right, sweet.
No, can't do that.
Can't do that.
Soz.
Yeah.
People just closing them off to life experience.
Man.
It's not the way to live. It's not the way to enjoy it. It's not the way to be fruitful.
No. Interesting month.
Hasn't it been? But it's like the same thing, the reoccurring theme. Like, it's all within. Whatever you want, you can have. It keeps popping up. It's just, do you want it bad enough that you can see it when it comes? Have a think about that.
But that's what I think, like that extension of it though, that I fucking love, which is every experience, like that coffee shop setting, the monk carrying the lady across the water, is you frame it any which way that you want to frame it. If you take something as an opportunity for something else, or you even just ignore it and just keep going down like the lane that you were thinking, like someone comes in, they're like, oh, I had a shit gym session. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, blah, blah, blah. Or alternative is you take it on. And you're like, oh, fuck. Another person who hasn't been feeling good, who doesn't like the session or whatever it is. Take on that burden. Suddenly that narrative is a negative narrative. But if you can just construct it in your head and just go, I'm going to frame it in a positive light. I don't give a fuck. And just see what happens. It instantly changes it to like something else. You know what I mean? Like you're in every control of every moment to frame it in a positive way.
Yeah. It's one of the things, I think I'm pretty sure I wrote my first blog piece on this. And it was something you said. And you're like, you are literally one thought away from realizing everything is actually okay. Everything's fine. All it takes is that one penny drop moment where you shift your perspective and you go, okay, it's not that bad. I just need to write a list of shit to do, get on top of it, and then keep moving forward. Yeah. Create some momentum, put some fuel in the jet, and we're out of here.
Yeah. I feel like people, people overcomplicate the gratitude game, which is like, I don't have anything to be grateful for. Yeah, I'm grateful that it's sunny. I'm grateful that we live near the ocean. I'm grateful that I have lots of friends around me.
Do you know what I was grateful for this morning in my diary?
What's that?
Acai. I was grateful for my acai bowl.
Acai bowl. Yeah.
Seriously, but acai's life.
Yeah.
Love that
Sweet,
sugary
delicious.
goodness. Sugarfoot.
Yeah.
Diabetes is real.
Coming for you. But yeah, but the gratitude game is an interesting kind of thing.
If you don't mean it, don't say it. Like if you're
not grateful for it,
if you're just looking for something to say, oh, I'm grateful for the point of the exercise, then you're missing the point of the exercise. The point is to have a look internally. Am I grateful for this thing that I'm about to say I'm grateful for? Or am I just putting pen to paper to say I did the task?
Yeah.
And I think that, I mean, that's a big problem with a lot of things that people do these days, is that I'm just ticking this box. I'm getting this certification. I need to do this to make that person happy. Don't just do it. Do it for a reason. Put some life behind it. Put some passion behind it. Actually ask yourself what you're grateful for. You know, when you wake up first thing in the morning, it's not a guarantee. Yet we take it for granted every day.
I think it'd be such an interesting exercise. How many people wake up in the morning and go, fuck, I gotta go to work? The first thing that you think, or like something, I gotta get up. Oh, great. Like the first thing that you do to start, to set an intention for the day, is something negative. It's framed negatively.
Do you know what I've been doing?
What are you doing?
I've been setting my alarm 10 minutes earlier, just so I can snooze.
Just so you snooze.
So I still wake up at the same time I normally would, but
Yeah.
I set it 10 minutes earlier so I can go, I've got 10 more minutes, snooze button, back to sleep.
Serious?
Yeah, it makes me so happy.
See, like that split time would anger me, man.
You know how you feel though when you first wake up, you're like, oh, I could have 10 more minutes here.
Yeah.
I give myself that 10 minutes.
Oh, you're rewarding yourself.
I'm
I feel
rewarding
you,
myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's early.
Yeah.
Just snooze.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm going back down for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I love it.
Tinkerbell's going to come bang her little bell again in a minute and I'll jump up, seize the day.
Yeah, I love
But for
it.
now, I got some snooze.
Some 10 minutes come my way.
But it's just like a little mental game I play because it was like that. I'd be like, oh man, it's 4:30. Why am I up at this ungodly hour? But when it's 4:20, I'm like, hang on, boys. I got 10 more minutes. I'm going back to sleep. And it doesn't seem like much, but it shifts that mindset for when you wake up the second time.
Yeah. I wish Grace had that. She used to set her alarm 4:50, 4:53, 4:56, 4:59. Who's got to get out on that cold tile floor, tap that button?
Yeah, you got to get it.
You got to get it.
Yeah, Emma sleeps heavy too.
Mm.
We could get robbed and a tornado could rip through the house and Emma wouldn't wake up.
I don't think I've met anyone in my life who sleeps as much as your partner. No way.
Tim Randall?
Yeah, but Timmy's
Tim
not
has it
napping, is he?
in Timmy has it in a block. Emma naps. Emma will sit down and have a 4-hour nap and then sleep 8 hours at night.
Yeah,
I've never ever seen anything like it.
that's out of control.
And she'll say it's because she's pregnant, but she was doing it before
Long
that.
before that.
Long before that.
Yeah,
I'll put up a little highlight reel of Emma schnoozing when we travel.
yeah,
Any chance she gets, she sits down, puts her head back, it's done.
yeah.
When we travel long distances in the car, you get in the car and feel like it's a coffin. She just has the seat reclined all the way back.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what have you been doing over here? She's like, what? I'd like to have a nap and be comfortable. Not a bad person.
It's hilarious.
Loves it.
She hates when I travel with her and like in the car setting or something like that. She just gets my jumper off, ties my head to the headrest, so I'm asleep and I'm just bouncing in between the thing. But I don't, you know how you wake up and you get that kink neck feeling?
Well, you don't drive?
Oh no, if like someone's driving or in a bus or like some sort of setting, right? We're going touristing. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel
Yeah, so she just wraps it up and I'm just fucking locked in. Yeah. And I wake up like, Jesus Christ.
That's a good idea though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So loving of her.
That's my girl.
I let Emma go. Emma's sitting there in the car and because she's got such a big melon, it's like tonk, tonk, tonk.
But she's not waking up.
No, she don't wake up. She, like Dad said, there's times, and you have to watch the video for this, guys, but there's times when she'll just be like, the seatbelt suspended her in midair, and she's like, head forward, just dribbling. She's not moving an inch.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, if I pull out the camera and start filming right at the end, she always seems to be like, oh, what did I miss? And she's like, oh, you put it away. I'm like, never. This is getting saved to the bank.
Hilarious.
But every time. So it sits down on the lounge. It's the best.
Yeah.
It's like, Bob, can you pass me that waiter up? She's not up. She's sleeping.
No.
She's fallen asleep at the kitchen table.
One time you invited me over to watch Shrek, and I had no idea she was there until she woke up and asked if The Bachelor was on.
She was in that room.
I was like, fuck, where'd you come from? Jesus. I know it's your house, but where'd you?
Yeah.
Were you the whole
Where
time?
have you been? What did we say?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does it, man.
Classic.
I honestly, every afternoon I come home, even if I don't see her car, I go and check if she's in bed. because chances are she could be having a schnoz.
You know, I'd love to for Emma to meet that sleep guy, Matthew Walker.
Yeah.
Did a sleep podcast. Measure that.
Yeah.
See what's going on then.
Yeah. Tell me why she can have a 4-hour nap and then still sleep 8 hours every night.
Yeah.
Although she's been having a horrible time lately. Baby's been flogging her.
Kicking out.
Oh. It's crazy. Crazy.
Working on his pancake, maybe.
Yeah, working on the pancake. How's about I'm going to be a dad in 6 weeks?
You excited?
So excited, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait. You know what makes me so jacked is that I've got so many good memories of being a kid and like hanging out with my dad. And like, you know, when you're a kid, your dad's not that cool, but you always hope that he comes and plays. And it's like, I really have a lot of good memories from when I'm like a little ankle biter and just hanging out, doing stuff, wanting him to come play cricket and wanting him to teach me how to do stuff, not wanting to go help him with work, but going and just doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Like that makes me really excited to share that with little Bambino, whether it's a boy or a girl. Be awesome.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be mad.
Yeah, it's going to be mad.
It's another adventure. So many adventures. And the big dog's going to be a massive part of it too. I got Eamon a matching set of marla beads to our baby.
I got to watch the video for this.
Lush marla beads up on the sunny coast. Any custom marlas you would like. Shameless plug. But
really comfortable too. Very comfortable.
But yeah, I'm just like in the group of people we've got around too. It's just nice to know that you're going to bring up a child in a great, fun-loving, supportive community.
Yeah,
it's the best.
You need that too. Like that. I mean, men's health, like really, that men's shed night really like nailed it. It solidified and consolidated that journey and that purpose. If like, you know, like we harp on it like every podcast, and I know this is not the easiest thing to do, but you have to surround yourself with positive people, like people that you like, people that are richer, more successful, smarter, funnier, better, nicer, kinder. You just have to be around people that are better than you. You cannot be if you're the tallest poppy in your group,
get out.
You're in the wrong group.
Get out. Ditch some friends. Move forward. Then honestly, it's so cliche. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. But like, how many people listen to that? How many people act on it? People are too scared. I'm trying to think of this Jay Shetty quote I read the other day, and he says, "Thank you for coming into my life and making it better, and to all those and thank you to all of those that have left my life and made it amazing." It's like, don't try and fix everyone or keep everyone around. People are naturally going to gravitate towards you and fade away. Let them do it. You just need to be focused on what you're doing and connecting to that purpose and moving forward.
Yeah.
You know, helping people be better. And if they are getting better and they move away, that's fine. That's no offense to you. It's just their calling's going somewhere else. Don't attach yourself to someone else. Like we had an interesting chat the other day, and it was about like what happens when you and I split ways.
Yeah.
And like we're under no illusion that one day, you know, this relationship might run its course, and you know, I want to go left and he wants to go right. And we shake, give each other a cuddle, delete each other's numbers, and move forward. But like, it happens. Like, you lose friends in your life, and you can be emotionally invested in losing them, or you can be emotionally invested in yourself and moving forward. And we've fallen into the trap of becoming emotionally invested in why people lean away from us and why people deflect and do this thing. But it's been the biggest lesson lately for us in investing our emotions into other people is not the best thing for us to move forward and do the best we can for our community and ourselves. So we've had to separate that and detach from those feelings and just keep moving forward and know that we're doing the right thing for where we are in our lives right now.
Yeah.
You can't please everyone.
Yeah.
Especially when you're sitting high up in the clouds. Pondering.
Yeah, you have to be yourself. Like, otherwise, fuck, this is going to be hard. Life's already hard. It's going to be infinitely harder. You're pretending to be something that you're not, or you're pretending to enjoy things that you don't enjoy for other people. I don't know. It's just, you feel me?
Oh, I feel you. It's like, I think I was talking to James Greathead, and he was talking about how I'd just been for a swim, and he was like, "Whoa, not me, man. I don't swim until January when the water's toasty." And I was like, it's so refreshing to hear someone say that. And he goes, tell me about it. I can't stand all these people that are like, yeah, I swim. And then they get like, they want to be that person that swims through winter. And like, whew, they're having an anxiety attack about getting in the water. And it's like, all right, I've got to be this person. I've got to get in. Nah, I'm not going to get in today. Nah, you know what? I think there's blue bottles. Something like
that. It's been real seaweedy. You feel me?
I think they spotted a shark out there this morning. I'm like, you're swimming in a pool. It's like, and he's like, but, you know, I said to James, I'm like, it's so nice that you're just like, you know what? I'm not a cold water person. I don't like swimming. It's like the people that don't like getting up early, but they're like, oh yeah, I love getting up early. But at home, they're just like, fuck's sake. Why is my alarm set for this stupid time? I don't have to get up until this time. Yeah. I've been guilt tripped in. I mean, I know people that pretend they're morning people.
And they're not. And they should just realise they're not morning people.
Yeah.
Stop wasting everybody's goddamn
Unless
time.
It's brunch, don't call me.
Unless you have a mimosa, baby.
Just for some context, I messaged E the other day because we were both in Byron. And I was like, oh, we're going for a feed. And this was at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I was like, we're going for a feed if you guys want to catch up. I didn't get a response until 10:30. And, you know, it's Eamon's holiday. He can do whatever he wants. But he's like, oh, sorry, bro. Had to run 14 Ks or something this morning. Had to go and do all this stuff. And here I am just thinking, I've known you for long enough that I know you don't get, on a weekend, you're not getting up until brunch. On a weekday, you don't get up until brunch.
Summer hours, baby.
Summer hours, all year round. But it was like, nah, sorry, bro. Couldn't get back to you. Couldn't come to breakfast. I was just hitting 42-kilometre run. I had to paddle onto some sets and catch some cowabungas.
Yeah.
But really, you're just on the schnoz.
I think I was meditating a few hours, maybe. You know what's funny, bro? I'm not even a night owl either. I don't want to be up at 2 a.m. being like,
oh man, this is a late night.
What are we doing?
Late
you know?
podcast, 9:14.
Yeah.
It's late for the boys.
Self-awareness. Know who you are, everyone.
Yeah. Know who you are.
Otherwise, your friends will judge you and make fun of you.
Yeah, don't try and be something you're not. Because you will get called out eventually.
Or consistently.
You know what the other thing I'm looking forward to about, like, because you know how kids are parrots?
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder how much Raz my kid's gonna have.
Yeah.
Like, I would just kill for the day when, like, you come in to the gym and he's just like, oh, hey, Uncle E, I've actually for you today. It's like this 2-year-old talking schmack.
Well, who's paying this kid? What's going on? There's you in the back. Classic.
Oh, man.
It's so funny, I feel like you're not going to get, like, you always get the challenge, right? You never get exactly what you asked for.
No, I will get exactly what I need, and I'm going to get another mini-me. And I know I was a nightmare of a kid.
Yeah, your parents told me something similar, yeah.
Yeah, my parents told me something similar. Actually, do you know what's even funnier? My sister thinks that I'm going to get a placid kid like her because her youngest boy, Sam, is like...
It's off the chain.
Yeah, he's just an Energizer bunny that's plugged into a supercharger. Just cruises around with his little blonde mop and his big butt and chubby lips and just oof, 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 says uru and stuff. You say goodbye to him, he's like, uru. I get on the phone, he's like, hey, dum-dum. Yes, this kid is the best.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Oh, man. It's going to be an interesting ride.
Can't wait.
What do you do?
See what happens.
Roll with the punches.
Yeah.
What do you think? Wrapping up?
Wrapping up. Let's do it to it.
Wrapping up.
Joey's getting edgy, I feel it.
50-minute alarms going off. I feel good. I feel good. Ep 8, done and dusted.
Ocho,
Thanks for the yarn. Yeah. Thanks, Joey. Coming in, staying up late. Back from Bali.
Yeah.
Thanks for making the trip back.
Yeah.
But no, thanks everyone, and we're looking forward to unpacking a little bit more of the men's shed in our next episode and the retreat in Byron, and some big announcements with Ian and I too. We're going to start teaming up on all of our lifestyle retreats, so we can add a bit of a healing and recovery element to them as well. Also some sort of guided meditations and stuff with Eamon, because he's very, very skilled and such a good communicator at setting people up in that space. So
thank you, bro.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Love that.
And yeah, reach out to us, get on board. Always looking for more people to be in the community, and if you feel like anything we talk about resonates, let us know, and we can always dive a little deeper on certain things.
100%. Yeah. Much love,
For
everybody.
now, peace and love. That was good. F8, done and dusted, baby. Yeah, I know. Your fly's been undone the whole time.